Hey guys, this is Alex, and I'm here right now at Los Globos in Hollywood, California, and I'm here with Jason from Psycroptic. How are you, Jason?
Really well, really good.
So, just to go straight to the point, you haven't been around the US in a while. It's been probably like 5 years since you've been here. Last time you came here was with Nile, and I think before that you did the Summer Slaughter tour.
We did Carcass and Suffocation in between those. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we came out for a couple of runs in one hit. So.
Okay. Have you been eager to come back to the US?
Yeah, we've been keen to get back. We're really excited for this tour. I mean, it's been way too long. You know.
It's been way too long. I mean, you can see people always raving on your Facebook everywhere, like come to the US for the longest time, especially because since the release of your 2012 album,
we didn't even come.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody has been like kind of butthurt about it.
Everyone's been on our back for the last few years, so yeah, it's great to be back.
That's how you see the support from people.
That's right, you know.
So speaking of the Summer Slaughter, because you did that in 2008.
Yep.
And I don't know if you have been looking at the lineups that has happened since then from the Summer Slaughter here in the US. And if you have you seen any lineup that you have been saying like, oh, I would have loved to play on that one?
I probably would have loved to have played on all of them. I haven't really been sort of keeping up with the lineups and stuff. I mean, it's not so relevant to us in Australia. I can't go check the shows out, so why tease myself, you know? But you know, I mean, that was a really great tour. I think it was great for the band. You know, it was a really good first experience for us out here. You know, big crowds. You know, the fans were great. I think we made a lot of new fans on that tour, but then obviously we slacked off out here and we starved them for a while. So,
well, I mean, it happens. So
yeah,
nothing you can do about that. But now that you mentioned that, you've been hiding from the mainlands for a while already, because like I've noticed that most of your tours that you have done long runs have been like mainly in Australia. The last long run that I saw, I think it was in Europe when you toured with Our Penance and Discarnate in 2013. Yeah. That was a pretty lengthy tour, but other than that, you have been hitting hard in Australia.
Yeah, we've been putting a lot of focus obviously on Australia. We've been out to Japan a few times, Indonesia, New Zealand, so sort of, I don't know, I suppose we put a bit more focus on what's closer to home and trying to build those markets for ourselves a lot more, which, you know, it's been good, it's been really fun, and it's something that we can do a lot of back and forth in Australia. You know, we can go out for 10, 12 days, and then we can come home for, you know, a couple of months and then go back out, you know, smaller runs. So, I mean, it's been good in that respect, but it's nice to get back out here again and do a long run and really be able to sink our teeth into something, you know.
Has it been difficult for you lately to actually be away from home for long periods of time, to actually do like extensive tours, maybe because personal life and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 kids. Cam, our bass player, just recently had a baby, so he's not with us at the moment. We've got a fill-in guy from back home. So I mean, I suppose as you get a bit older, you know, the real world can sort of come into it. But you know, we do what we can. We want to keep doing this for as long as we possibly can. So we kind of try and work it so that it works for us, you know. So we're not burning ourselves out. We're not, you know, being shit parents to our kids, and you know, so it's a big juggling act, but you know, we're making it work, and you know, we're getting to tour maybe not as much as what we used to, you know, 5-6 years ago, but we're still getting out and about and amongst it, so it's good.
Okay. All right. So as you have been touring in Australia a lot, I think you did 2 runs for the new album already in Australia.
Yeah.
And you have been like I said, just playing really hard. And the new album, I know that it has had a very good reception. I mean, it's something different. I'm gonna probably say something here that I'm gonna cause some argument between people. To me, one of the best albums that you have is the Scepter of the Ancient.
Yeah.
Like that's probably, then people will argue with me, may say, oh,
yeah, I mean, there's always been a lot of that, you know, for the last 5 or more years.
But this album, I believe, it's like, I listen to it and it's fresh, it's catchy, it's dynamic, it's simply brilliant. How do you think, or how do you compare this new album to whatever you guys were doing like 10 years ago?
I mean, I think it's just an evolution. I mean, the way we've always worked as a band, we don't want to limit ourselves. You know, we just write what we like. If it sounds good, it doesn't matter what sort of sound it has. You know, so and we try to keep it fresh and interesting. I mean, obviously the stuff that we're doing now is a lot different to what the band was doing 13 to 15 years ago, you know, but I think it's still definitely got that sort of trademark sound, like the way Joe writes his riffing and the scales and stuff that he works off. It's still very similar, but I mean what I suppose a lot of times pass between that and the way we like our music to sound it's changed a hell of a lot. So yeah, it's just the way it's gone.
Right. All right. So now going back a little bit with touring, after this run, I know that you're gonna go to Europe with Cryptopsy for a few days, and you're gonna hit a couple of festivals. Yep. Especially in Europe, as you have done festivals and clubs over there, which setting do you prefer the most? Do you prefer the festival setting, or do you prefer the regular club show with more intimate crowd?
I mean, festivals and doing big shows, it's always great. It's always a buzz. Having that many people in front of you, liking what you're doing and getting into your live show and enjoying your songs. But I think for Psycroptic, where we enjoy more is the smaller club shows, you know. Stages this high, no barrier, crowds here in your face, screaming at you know, and
right.
It's just more of a vibe to it, you know. You can get more involved, you know. It's the connection between the crowd and the band. It's there, you know. Whereas when you get the big festivals, you know, you're on a high stage, you've got a crowd barrier that's 2 meters from the stage, and you know, you look at some of the people, they're like fucking ants or something, you know, and it's hard to connect. So,
right.
So I mean, I think to us, I'd say we definitely have a better time when we're playing clubs, but that's not to say that doing big festivals, I mean, you can't say that playing in front of 10, 20,000 people isn't a buzz, you know. It's just a different thing, you know. It's something that's cool to do sometimes, but you know, I'd much rather do club shows personally. Okay. I think the rest of the band is the same. So
now, speaking of festivals, you guys are about to play at I think it would be the second installment of the Bay Area Deathfest. Yeah. Up north in Oakland. How did that come about that you were able to headline the festival, and was that a good excuse for you to, hey, now that we're doing this, let's tour the US?
I don't actually know how all that came about. I think it kind of just fell into place we were already planning to come out and do a headlining run. We've got a booking agent out here who's doing great things for us, and I'm not sure if it was like, well, the festival's there, so let's get the tour around it, or whether it just worked out by circumstance that the festival was there, we were going to be in the area, and maybe they were looking for a headliner. But with this run, everything just really fell in perfect. Like, you know, we get to do our headlining run out here, we get to headline Bay Area Deathfest, and then we get to go straight from here to Europe to play some festivals and some great club shows out there. So for us it's a really great run to sort of get back into doing, you know, longer tours and stuff. It's like, you know, how can we not be stoked and excited for it, you know? I mean, it's a fucking great run. So, yeah. Well,
now that you mentioned the run that you have in the US, completely irrelevant, 4th of July just passed here.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite thing about America?
I like the food. I like the people. It's
burgers.
Yeah, anything? I'm trying to stay a little bit clear of those. We got a little bit too excited last time we were out, and that's probably why we haven't been back. We've been on the treadmill since, trying to work those burgers off.
You kind of need to do that.
Yeah. Fuck, everything's so big out here. Like,
welcome to America, baby.
Yeah.
Welcome to America.
It's fucking crazy.
All right. Now, for the rest of the year, what plans do you have personally?
We're going to be heading back out to the UK. I think there may be a few Europe dates also with that. It's all sort of in the booking process at the moment. And apart from that, after this run, that's it for the year. So, and then we're sort of, at the moment, we're sort of looking into our options for next year's touring and trying to start planning that out. So, yeah, we've had a fairly busy year. It's probably been the most busy year for us in the last few. So, you know, it's been great to get right, you know, back into the thick of touring again, and hopefully next year's gonna.
Anything that you're doing, maybe taking some vacations, learning a new language, learning sword fighting, anything?
I'll probably be going home just to work my ass off.
Just like we all gotta do.
That's right, yeah.
All right, some other random question. Imagine that this video would be the last remaining video of humanity and somebody suddenly finds it. What would you say to any future generation that finds this video as a message of wisdom?
Check out, hopefully at the end of this video there might be some footage of the show, because extreme death metal's pretty fucking sick. You should watch it and get amongst it.
The future needs more metal, obviously.
Right, of course.
And lastly, do you want a beer?
Of course.
So that settles it. So we're gonna just go get a beer, and we just had a nice chat. So thank you, Jason, for the time.
No worries.
And let's just get ready to get on stage, but let's get that beer before.
Of course. There's
right.
always time for beer.
Always time for beer. Thank you so much, man.
No worries. Cheers. Thanks for having me.